recorded. Okay. Sound okay?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So first off, just sort of introduce yourself.
My name is Lim Benji.
Oh, the mic fell out.
Oh.
No wonder.
Stop looking at yourself.
Wait.
Macam mana pergi film school je ni? Ha?
Bukan aku yang letak, bongok.
Tak perasan ke mikrofon jatuh.
My segment is actually called The Footage, and it's essentially a found footage film, a backstory to Garfie's character and Don's character and how they would eventually couple up. It takes place about five years prior to the main events of Cuak. They were friends before that, were connected by the fact that Garfie's character is going out with Don's housemate. I felt at the time that we were trying to figure out the story, I felt that there needed to be a backstory that explained the two main characters. It felt like it needed to be grounded in some sort of history, some sort of backstory, because we needed to see where Garfie's character was coming from, and where Don's character was coming from, and how those two characters were different prior to the events depicted in the film. And the subject matter is always it's always interesting. Growing up, when you're in relationships with people, and when it turns sour, you tend to ask yourself, what if I had gone out with someone else, or what if I had gone out with this person instead of that person? Maybe if I wasn't so wrapped up around this particular girl or guy, I may have had a better relationship. And quite funnily enough, the genesis for the project actually came from my father, because one day over dinner he asked me about this girl that I had a history with, and and basically I just said, well, nothing's happened, nothing's happening, that's old story already, and he essentially said, well, she's got a sister, right? Never mind, older sister you cannot tackle, you tackle the younger sister. That actually was the genesis of the project. And in fact, the first draft of the script started out with Garfie's character going out with Don's sister at first. The film was set 5 years prior to the events of most of the other short films. And so, to give it that sense of history, I thought the found footage style would fit very well, because it's always one of those things where when you are packing up, where you're moving house, you're moving on, and sometimes you stumble onto these old things that remind you of your past relationships. Because it was found footage, I had set it only in one location. That made a lot of things very simple already. We didn't have very far to go, so there wasn't scheduling issues like that to worry about. And because it was found footage as well, there's no extra cameras, there's no lights, there's no cameras that are being set up to catch the performances. In fact, the camera is part of the performance. In the film, when you watch it, Garfie holds onto the camera, so the camera becomes part of Garfie's performances. It's very much like theatre to that extent. Because the space that they work in is their stage, and they just work off it. My segment serves as a backstory, and it's one of those pieces where I think people will enjoy, because it takes place in the past. It takes place in the past, and people always get a kick out of it, get a kick out of things that they already know. That they already know that the audiences will already know that they are going to get together. I think it's normal for people to just want to root for people, for people's happiness to that extent. So they know that Don and Garfie's character will be getting together. They're just going to see how it's going to happen.